Hey, what's going on there, YouTube? This is SEL0320 representing JVS. So I'm back here again for another TV review for The Walking Dead. This is the 7th season, of course. I think this is episode, what is the number? I just want to make sure. Episode 6. The name of the episode is Swear. This is a really all Elena Masterson Tara episode. It's interesting. At first, I was kind of apprehensive about it because I was like, this is Tara and Heath. I remember it from the comics a little bit vaguely, them going and doing their own thing. The thing that I guess hit home was after everything that Tara went through to have her come back home and that all to kind of sink in. Everything that she kind of had. And I think that it was, to me, one of the better episodes I've seen with Tara. I actually like Tara in this episode. Like, I mean, not that I don't like her normally, but this was her ability to kind of showcase in a certain kind of way. And for her being on the outside, not knowing what Negan's group, the Saviors, did to Glenn and Abraham, not knowing that the niece had died, but really just trying to scavenge and try to survive. As a matter of fact, the guy that plays Heath, I thought him and her stepped it up as far as their acting levels, because he's in a new show with the 24 instead of Keith Sutherland. So I was like, how is he going to fit into this? But the whole prospect for his mind was that everything that they did, there's a cost to it, and that is the New World Order. Like, I think that he felt like being in Alexandria kind of had him spoiled in the sense of like not understanding the reality of everything. And he had that conversation with her. I thought that conversation was really key to this episode, and even with Tara's metamorphosis, because when she finally got in contact with this other group and the new girl Cindy, and her kind of helping her, and then the girl Rachel, the little girl, and this group, which I call them the Amazons personally. I don't know if that's actually the name of the group or not, but they are all women and they are not here to play. Matter of fact, anybody that goes into their camp, they shoot them on sight. And like, it was pretty action-packed. Like, these chicks were on to the T. And like, Tara almost really didn't survive. But she made it out, and she kind of protected this one girl, and it came out good for her in the long run. But it was like, I felt suspense most of the episode because I did not know what was going to happen to Tara. Because I was like, they can't just let her leave. And at the same time, she's not willing to stay. But she was forthcoming with her. Eventually, they met on a common ground. They understood that this group had all the men. They were basically destroyed and killed because of basically Negan's group, found out later on. But then that came at a cost, because what Tara and the groups did, they went to the satellite and it killed a good number of Negan's group. And so it had this kind of like dissension between the conversation of allowing Tara to stay or her to go. And I thought that was really interesting dynamic, because she honestly, in my opinion, she kind of practically really could have stayed. But I think they did a good job with those flashbacks. Kind of like what they did with the first episode of the 7th season with Rick, where you didn't know what he really did. Did he turn his back on her? Did he leave her? And come to find out he didn't. And he potentially survived. And I thought that was really interesting to see them move forward as characters, Heath and Tara. But even with the new addition, Cindy and this other group, in my head, like, you got Ezekiel's group, you got, you know what I'm saying, Alexandrians, you got Hilltop. They have some heavy hitters, and then these new group, which I call the Amazonians. Dude, if they all came together, oh my gosh, there would be legit a war. And I think, honestly, I think that's what we're lining up to. And I think that this episode was technically a filler episode, unfortunately. But it allowed me to care about, you know what I'm saying, the character Tara more, and it allowed her to be able to shine. And I was like, she got some, you know, I don't know, she got some weight to her. Like, I didn't realize how much, you know what I'm saying, like, I cared about her character. Just coming out of this episode, I cared more about it more than anything. But the episode wasn't perfect. I think there was some down moments where it was kind of like, nothing really happened, you know. And I think that we're going to get that until this impending war is going to take place. And not just that, with the character Jesus and Carl going to Negan's group, and then what Rick and them group is about to do, I mean, it's going to definitely ruffle some feathers. So I don't know what's going to end up happening, but I can definitely tell you, if anything will shake Rick up is to have his son be within Negan's grasp. And that might shake him into doing something and anything and everything. Rosita and Tara's conversation at the end of the episode, I can understand where Tara came from with that, because to do that, to go and betray after everything that happened. I mean, I think that the sequence when Tara was kind of brought into the woods, I thought that was nuts. I think that was the most suspense that I felt, because I was like, dude, Tara might legit die, you know? And I kind of felt that weight, which was good. I think that's why I'll leave this episode at an 8 out of 10. I did enjoy it. I didn't think it was the best, but for it to be a whole Tara episode, I think that they accomplished something in keeping my interest as long as I did. But hopefully y'all enjoyed this review, and I will have my reaction probably sometime on Monday, but keep it locked. JVS, we ain't gonna stop. Y'all have a blessed night. Peace.